It is the last weekend in August, and we're going to take a look at the fruit trees. Temperatures have changed a bit in the past week. They're down to the mid 80s for the high. So it's definitely time for the peaches and pears to be coming on. Plus, historically, that's somewhere between the middle and the end of August is when they come on, and so we'll see what's going on. So with the pears, they're definitely nice and big, full here. Haven't really seen any on the ground here. They're looking nice. Some are starting to turn yellowish too, which means they're probably past their time, but I'm definitely going to need to look into them and see kind of how they are, because if you recall me talking, the pears for optimal taste need to be picked quite a little bit before they're totally ripe and taken inside and let them ripen in there off the vine, or off the tree. So we'll have to be looking at that, but that's obviously going to be quite a project, so I'll have to be looking at that pretty soon. And then our cherry tree still has most of its leaves. Some of them are yellowing, turning off, but falling off. Not a whole lot of activity there. Got that all there. And then our apple tree, same, it's just continuing to grow. Doesn't look like I'm going to get in there and do that, taking out the bad growth this summer, so probably just wait till the fall. Okay, and then our peaches. So we have noticed a few peaches on the ground last week, and then during the past week a lot more. You can see now that there's about probably a dozen of them there. So start to really look into it. That's just kind of how I look into it is, if you don't have the time to go out and check them every day, is just kind of look and see how many on the ground, because sometimes they fall because they've got some sort of a damage, or wind knocked them off, or they weren't quite ready. But so we had cleaned them up, I think, on Thursday, and then by Saturday there was another half dozen or so, or a dozen on the ground. So we knew it was time to come check it out. So last night I came out, and it's amazing, but I picked 12 dozen peaches off the trees. There's still quite a few left. So we're definitely going to have more than 200 peaches this year, which is about where we usually do. And this is with thinning, once again. So otherwise there would be a lot more, and they'd be a lot smaller. But most of them turned out to be pretty good size. Pretty good what we want here. Some of them like a little runty and stuff, but most of them are big. And you can see the one that fell there and hit the ground. The juices all came out of it, because when they're ripe, they're very, very juicy. Excuse me. So I was afraid there was going to be, like last year, a lot of them that had this kind of surface damage and stuff and whatnot. But as I picked all those last night, most of them were perfect. A few of them had little stuff, and it's just this stuff out here in the front that does have a lot of the damage, which is kind of mostly what I was looking at. I wasn't really digging in there to see a lot of things. But yeah, let's see, this has the damage there and some little stuff, but most of them were good. So more than half didn't have anything, which last year we had some kind of fungal type thing or something that had left a lot of them with a little bit of skin damage and imperfections. But this year, looking great. So I've probably got another 100 or so on there that I need to get off in a bit. But so very productive peach harvest this year. Got a bunch off. Now I just need to do something with them and then come back and get the rest when they're ready. It's very tricky to tell because the peaches aren't held on there very tightly, but if I grab it and then I twist it just a little bit, if the branch is strong and it's a good thing, all I have to do, if I twist it just a little bit, it'll pop right off if it's ready. And if it's not ready, it won't come. But if I do, like that one's not really ready, so it's going to stay. But some of these, as soon as I literally touched them, they would boop pop off my hand. So I knew it was definitely harvest time to be checking them out. And then get the glare of the sun here, but basically our pears there, the ones on here are looking big and fat. And once again, by our judging, we've got several pears on the ground, meaning they're well past their ripeness. So I'll definitely need to look at these ones and get these off here. These ones might be earlier, a little earlier than the others because they get more sun because they're not shaded by the house in the evening. And here's our big apricot tree. We still got to go up there and get some of those mummified remains out of there before the winter hits, so they don't have bugs overwintering there. And yeah, so basically we've got peaches and pears both coming in, and we just have to get on it and get those harvested when they're ready, and cleaned up the fruit, and then eat and cook with the peaches, process them, all that stuff. So it's the fall season for the peaches and pears, so we need to get on it. Anyway, that's the orchard for this week. Thanks for watching.